Our mission is to help you learn the English language. We have created easy-to-follow, free educational materials for those seeking knowledge of English.
Did you see the fashion awards last night?
I sat through about half of it, but they lost me after that.
Not interested?
Not really, to be honest. Some of what they call fashion looks terrible to me.
But they are showing what will be all the rage next year.
All the rage with whom? I never see anyone wearing these designs on the street.
Did you know that fashion is cyclical?
What, it keeps coming back?
Precisely. For example, flares were popular for a while, then went out of fashion. Now we can start to see them coming back in again.
Flares?
They're also known as bell-bottoms. They are a type of trousers.
It's too complicated. I'll just stick to the plain clothes.
That's fine, but then you'll always look plain. Would you like to go sightseeing tomorrow?
Not a bad idea.
What would you like to see in Beijing?
Well, let's see. I'd like to go to see the Summer Palace.
I'll pick you up here tomorrow. What are you reading?
It's an article about language. It talks about the idea of having a single global language.
It seems that English already is the main global language. Does the article suggest that there should be an artificial language like Esperanto as the world language?
Actually, it suggests English. The main argument is that English is already being studied as a second language in most countries: China, India, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, and Japan. So beginning again with a language like Esperanto would be wasteful. The second argument is that English is used in modern technology far more than any other language. Most emails are sent in English and the vast majority of websites use English.
Does the article say anything about other language? How will they survive in an English-speaking world?
The article points out that many languages have been lost and will be lost, but others will continue to be used for generation, even if English continues to be the dominant language.
Right. All the people who speak Chinese, Hindi, French and Spanish aren't suddenly going to stop using those languages.
Exactly. The article suggests that those languages will be used, but that they will only rarely be used in international communication between non-native speakers.
In that case, I shall continue to learning a few basic phrases in other languages.
So Kevin, what is your type?
I like girls who like to have fun, and aren't too serious.
I agree. I like guys that can make me laugh.
That's true. Having a very serious boyfriend or girlfriend can be boring. How do you shoot pool?
You have 16 balls on the table, 7 solid colored, 7 striped colored, a black 8 ball, and the white ball.
And?
You hit the white ball with your cue. The white ball hits the colored balls. And you want to get the colored balls into the pockets.
How do you know whether you should hit the solid or the striped one?
At the beginning, it does not matter, but once someone gets one ball in, it is set.
Can I get the black ball in?
The black ball has to be the final ball in the pockets.
Let's go and try now. How do you think the transport system in our city could be improved?
I think that the public transport system could be made simpler. I never know where the bus routes actually go. The routes seem to twist and turn rather than going roughly in a straight line.
I think we just need to build more roads. Then there would be more space for cars to drive and we'd have fewer traffic jams.
If we built more roads, people would just fill them with cars again. I think we should discourage people from using their cars.
How would you do that?
I think we should do a few things at once. Improving public transport would encourage people to use that. If we also charge people to use their cars in the city center, they won't use their cars as much.
I don't know. I think it's unfair to make drivers pay more money. They already pay a lot of petrol tax, for example.
I think that they should pay more tax. Look at the damage they cause to the environment and people's health by discharging all those exhaust fumes.
The air would certainly be cleaner if there were fewer cars being used in the city. The problem is that people will see it as reducing their freedom. It will be unpopular.
That's a good point. Car owners will probably be against it, but people who use public transport will be in favor of it.
And now, let's go to Kenny Williams for today's weather forecast.
Thank you, Bill, and good morning, Salt Lake City.
What's the weather looking like today, Kenny?
Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag in Utah today. We've got heavy cloud cover here in northern Utah, and we're calling for scattered showers throughout the day, with a daytime high of 45 degrees. Now, if we move down to the south of the state, we can see that a cold front is moving in. We can expect clear skies, but it will be quite cold, with temperatures hovering around the 30-degree mark.
It's a chilly day, folks, so don't forget your coats. What about tomorrow, Kenny? Do you have good news for us?
Well, it'll be a rainy day for northern Utah. We can expect some isolated downpours in the morning. Winds will be coming in from the northeast, with gusts reaching 23 miles per hour. Salt Lake City can expect the rain to turn to sleet in the evening. Things are looking a bit better for the south. We'll see cloudy skies with a chance of showers. Later in the day, we can expect partly cloudy skies, with a forecast high of 38 degrees.
You heard it, folks. It's gonna be a cold one.
That's right, Bill. We will have more later on today on the 6 o'clock news. That's the weather forecast for this morning.
Do you have girlfriend?
Yes, why?
Well, I came to know a girl 3 weeks ago. We have so much in common.
So?
So I think I may fall in love with her.
That sounds great, but how do you know that's a crush or a real love?
Then what's the difference between having a crush and falling in real love?
That's a big question. Well, if you're in love, maybe you will take every opportunity to talk to her or telephone her for no reason at all.
That's what I do.
And you think about her all the time?
Yes.
And maybe you suddenly have new interests. I mean, you suddenly begin to do things you used to avoid. For instance, you used to sleep in every morning, but because she jogs every morning, then you begin to like jogging.
That's it. She likes dogs so much now, and I begin to love dogs.
Oh, congratulations. Sounds like you've found your soulmate.
Thanks, but I know falling in love is one thing while staying in love is another.
Yes, that's right. If you find this person becomes more and more important to you and you can totally trust her, then you can stay in love.
Yeah, Falling in love is so good. Are you going to watch the Indy 500 on TV this weekend?
I'm not really into race car driving.
You were when we were in high school. That, and baseball.
Yeah, well, times change. Look at you, you're a father now. You can't say that you haven't changed.
True, but I still have to watch my baseball. The season's in full swing now.
I mean, I know spring training's over, but I'm just not into all that.
Hello? Is the real Taylor in there? What had make you so upset?
Frank has gone out with Lucy again.
What's wrong with that?
Lucy is known as a social butterfly. She has taken many rich men for a ride, you know.
Hey Nick, what are you up to?
Not much, just heading over to the shooting range. You wanna come?
Seriously? You mean to fire a real weapon? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it will be fun. I have a 9mm pistol that is really easy to shoot. I also have a revolver that's really fun too. They have big targets at the range that we could use to practice and improve your aim.
Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe I can also have a try at other weapons like a machine gun or a shotgun. Maybe even a rocket launcher or an anti-tank missile. Or what about a flamethrower?
Whoa, take it easy there, Rambo. Don't get carried away. These weapons are not toys, and you must first learn how to handle them properly. There are basic rules that you must abide by in order to be safe. For example, never handle a weapon that you haven't inspected yourself. Always make sure there isn't anything in the chamber, and never put your finger on the trigger unless you are ready to shoot.
Wow, I didn't know. It always looks so cool and easy in the movies.
The reality is different, you know. Running and firing a weapon is a lot harder than in the movies. So are you ready?
Let's do it.
Our neighbor's tape recorder is so loud that it annoys us to death. I've made up my mind to cut the electricity off.
What? That would be to cut off your nose to spite your face.
Then what shall we do?
Call the police.
Hey, the new Soho. How's everything going?
Everything's great. I've just returned from my office.
Your office? Aren't you a freelancer?
Sure I am. I work for myself, but I've rented a virtual office at an office building in the downtown area.
A virtual office?
Yeah, an office that runs efficiently by using nothing other than online communication technologies. I pay the rent and share office services with others in the same building.
What kind of services do they offer?
A separated office, internet access, phone services, fax services, mail and courier services, and almost everything you have in a conventional office.
Sounds fun. What else?
I get a business address at an expensive location, and I can share the receptionist and secretary with other offices in the same floor.
Oh, that helps a lot to promote your corporate image.
You bet it.
Do you mind retiring earlier?
No, I don't mind in the least. I want to do something of my own. What about you?
I do. I don't know what to do after I retire. I'd like to work till I drop. I'll see you in Starlet, then.
Where did you say?
Starlet. It's spelt Sterley.
Right.
Good afternoon, sir. You are really a regular customer here. May I ask you why you come here so often?
I'm a newspaper columnist. I write comments for a living. I enjoy working in a coffee house.
I see. But isn't it a bit too noisy?
I don't mind. By contrast, I quite like the circumstances, as I can see a variety of people here, who can always give me tremendous inspiration. And the most important thing is coffee, as it is my life.
I can see that. Then what is your favorite coffee?
Irish coffee is my favorite. But I can drink any other. I'm not particular on it.
All right. Would you make coffee yourself when you are at home?
Not very often. Making coffee is a bit troublesome. Most of the time, I just buy takeout at Starbucks. And also, I quite like instant coffee.
I think instant coffee is becoming more and more popular. Though its taste is not perfect, it's really cheap and convenient.
Exactly. Nescafé is the world's favorite coffee. People love it all over the world?
Which country makes the best coffee in the world?
Many people think Brazil makes the best coffee. Brazil exports a lot of coffee. But I love Irish coffee. So it's hard to say. Just depends on your taste.
I agree. I heard in the Western countries, almost everyone likes coffee. Is that true?
Yes. No doubt about that. For us, coffee is more a living style rather than a simple drink. I heard Chinese people don't drink that much coffee.
No, we don't, especially the old people. But more and more young people fall for coffee.
I suppose so. That's probably why there are so many wonderful coffee houses in China now. Brian and Christina were mentioning that maybe it would be fun to go on vacation together this year, John.
I thought that I already told you that I am going with Mark to Alaska.
Are you kidding me?
You know what? You and I had no plans, so I made plans with Mark. What's the problem?
We have been together for a year, and usually, people who've been together a year take their vacation together.
I don't think that I ever heard of that rule before. Any more rules that you would like to tell me about?
Go on your vacation with Mark, and when you come back, why don't you just move in with him as well?
I am really looking forward to getting away from you. Far away from you.
I can't go to your party.
That's too bad.
Are there any seats left for Saturday night?
I still have 5 seats in the mezzanine.
I suppose there's nothing cheaper, is there?
No, nothing. I'm sorry.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials.